Solo con tu pareja, solo con tu pareja. If I knew more Spanish, I'd write a better song than this. The song is Canción. Hola, hola aquí. CriterioNate aquí. Número 353. Alfonso Cuarón's Solo con tu pareja. I know a little bit of Spanish there. I know a little bit of Spanish. I took Spanish and it's all coming back to me, trying to remember what the numbers were. 353. 1991, 94 minutes. No. 94 minutes, color, stereo, Spanish, blah, blah, blah. I'm just going to go out and say it. This is one of the best movies in the Criterion Collection. I can't say any more. I can. I will. I haven't enjoyed watching a Criterion movie in so long. It's been a long time since I've actually sat down and said, "Holy shit, this is fun." This is a pleasure. And I wasn't sure how to feel about this because I've seen a good portion of Y Tu Mama Tambien, and I don't know how to feel about that movie. And I haven't seen the whole thing, so and of course, we'll rectify that in due time. But yeah, so just same director, I figured, and obviously Cuarón's gone on to direct some big name movies, some more movies such as Gravity with Sandra Bullock and George Clooney, and he did one of the I think he did the third Harry Potter movie. And he's done Great Expectations and Little Princess, and he did some other things. I can't remember, but yeah. So he's a big name. He's kind of a big name director. He's had some success. This was his first feature-length film directed, and I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was hilarious. He did it with his brother. I think his brother Carlos Cuarón. And they wrote it together, and it's hilarious. It's funny. It's lighthearted. It's it's a little tragic at times, but in the end, it is just a joy. It is a pure joy. I haven't laughed so much I haven't laughed so much at a Criterion movie in a very long time. In fact, at all. I think this might have been one of the most laughed at movies I've ever seen. So, that being said, I don't know if I'm contemplating spoiling it. I'm gonna go ahead and do it because it's still fun to watch. So anyway, the basic plot is the plot is our lead actor, played by what is his name? Our lead guy, Daniel Jimenez Cacho. So it plays Tomas. Tomas is a ladies' man. He's always sleeping around with bunch of women. He never uses condoms. And this was the early '90s, so the AIDS was kind of like a big deal. It still is a big deal, but back then AIDS was coming into the foreground of culture of American culture. So it was becoming a big thing. So it just so anyway, Tomas is all that, and he is a advertising man. He works with this woman, I forget her name. Let me see if I can look her up. He's sleeping with his boss, his boss, whose name is, let's see, I have the cast. What is her name? I don't even remember. I think it's Teresa. Yeah, I think it's Teresa. And yeah, so sleeping with her. No, I think that's actually his wife. But yeah, anyway. So he's sleeping with his boss, and he's trying to figure out a slogan for this jalapeno commercial, which is it's shows the Incas and the Aztecs and the conquistadors all getting together and bonding over jalapenos. It's kind of corny, Yeah. So anyway, he's feeling sick. He's feeling sick, and so he like tries to get out of work by holding his thermometer over the light and trying to get a fever. He ends up getting sent to his doctor, who's actually happens to be his neighbor across the street. And so he goes there, and he ends up flirting with the nurse. He ends up getting a shot. And while he's there, he flirts with the nurse, Sylvia, I think is her name. And it works. And Sylvia comes over. He invites her over to his place. And so at the same time, his boss comes over and wants the thing. So he has to balance these two because he also I guess he also prepares for the possibility that they're gonna get it on. So the doctor is going out of town with his wife are going out of town. So he asks Tomas to take care of the fish and water the plants while he's gone. So he gives him his keys. So he tells his boss that he's living in his neighbor's apartment, and Sylvia's the nurse is in his apartment. So he has to keep going, and of course, when he gives her the thing, gives her the campaign, they start, wanting to get in on. She gets all hot and bothered, and so he has to keep, bouncing, and he can't, go out between the doors, and so he ends up going in the bathroom, opening the ledge, and crawling between the two bathrooms, and it's just kind of a madcap thing. He ends up falling into the tub at one point, into this tub of water that that's sitting up there, and there's a great level of slapstick, So anyway, and then while he's crawling between his two between the doctor, whose name is Matteo, between Matteo's apartment and Tomas's apartment, there lives a woman named Clarissa, and she is a flight attendant. And he sees her through the window, and he's instantly taken by her, watching her do her routine, And that's the one thing that really kind of annoys me about Criterion, is that this is a really, really zany movie, But I had no clue from the artwork or the menu. I had no faith, this was a complete, holy crap, this movie's amazing. So I was totally suppressed, but I had no clue because the menu just exists that shows Clarissa doing the thing, but in slow motion. So they really romanticize it, and that's really, really fucking annoying. I hate how they just romanticize everything. I mean, yes, it's sort of a romantic moment, but it's also a very, very, very funny movie. Why they couldn't highlight that aspect of this movie doesn't make any sense to me. But maybe they're not into being funny. Criterion isn't funny. Not even their April Fool's jokes are funny. Look them up. So anyway, so Tomas is falling for Clarissa, and he keeps bouncing back and forth, and so he ends up successfully pulling it off. And at one point he goes in the bathroom and gets in through the front door, and I think Sylvia's waiting for him. And she's like, when did you come? When did you go? When did you come in? She's like, and he's like, I never went out. And I'm like, that was kind of this. And he does it, I think, twice. And so anyway, in the morning, he still has to keep bouncing between the two, and he's got he's got a towel around himself. And one point, the wind, and there's a band that mariachi band that picks up, and they end up, and of course a wind picks up, and he loses his towel, and he's holding himself, and trying to, not everybody sees, and somebody notices, and it's it's zany and madcap. So anyway, so he ends up wanting to meet Clarissa, but the nurse ends up finding out, and so she ends up, as to play a mean trick on him, she ends up marking his AIDS test as positive. And so, so this kind of sets off a chain of events later on. I won't spoil the ending, but let's just say that Clarissa and Tomas end up meeting, and and he ends up finding out. So what? I'll tell you this much more. He ends up finding out that the test and believing it, and so rather than he's so depressed that he wants to kill himself, so he tries to commit suicide by sticking his head in through his microwave. Which if I could unplug my microwave, if I could have unplugged my microwave and pulled it into here, that would have been the intro. That would have been the intro, and y'all guys would have laughed, and it would have been hilarious. But so be it. So anyway. Meanwhile, Clarissa's boyfriend, who happens to be the pilot of the ship, the plane that she attends on, is sleeping with someone else. She comes back to her apartment to find out that she walks into Tomas walks into her apartment and finds the pilot sleeping with somebody else, and because she needs her spare key or something like that, and he climbs through the window. Yeah. So anyway, so he warns her, and she finds out, and they're both so depressed that they want to kill themselves. They both want to kill themselves now, and so they have to. So they plot. They figure out a way to try and kill each other or kill themselves, and yeah, from there on, and then so anyway, so. The doctor finds out. Tomas leaves messages on the doctor's message while he's entertaining these Japanese tourists at this convention, and it's a little insensitive toward the Japanese. The movie is a little insensitive when they're brought in, but if you look past that, it's still a very, very funny movie, and again, one of the best I've ever seen. So the doctor finds out. Sylvia confesses that it was a joke, but they really think he's getting. They say, oh, he's going to kill himself, so they rush off to find him, and so it's a chase through the streets trying to find Tomas and Clarissa, and so I'll leave it at that. So definitely rated SS. So again, Cuarón, hilarious movie, bloody fantastic. One of the best I've ever seen. This movie is getting the ever so rare A+. This might be the best. This might be number one. Again, I'm a sucker for comedies, and I know that's not necessarily. I mean, not all the number ones. I mean, number one from first season was W.C. Fields' 6 short films. Second season was Monsieur Hulot's Holiday. Last season was Cassavetes. Cassavetes movies weren't intentionally funny. There were some light moments, but there's a tragedy. They're some of the most tragic movies I've ever seen. But it's just so well made. But again, we're only halfway through. There still could be an amazing movie right around the corner. But right now, this is the best. Solo con tu pareja. Yes. So, and simply because it's a hilarious movie that just wowed me with some fantastic dialogue, some great acting, and yeah, that's all I can say. It was a joy. I can't say more. It was a joy. A+. Supplements. Making Solo con tu pareja is a new documentary with interviews by Cuarón, Carlos Cuarón, and Daniel Jiménez Cacho played Tomas, and they just talk about making the movie and all that. And there's 2 short films, one by Alfonso Cuarón, which was called Quartet Until the End of Time, which is based on the piece by Messiaen, the music piece, and it's a little weird. It's sort of like his version of I couldn't tell what was going on. It was kind of a artsy fartsy kind of film, very similar to. Reminds me a lot of It's Impossible to Learn to Plow by Reading Books, where it's just a guy kind of wandering around with a turtle. Except this guy has a turtle, and Linklater didn't. And he plays clarinet. He plays the Messiaen piece at one point. Yeah. And then Carlos Cuarón did a short called Wedding Night, which is very funny. Very, very short film. It's only 5 minutes. and it's just spoil it. I mean, there's not much. It's just basically this couple come into the on their wedding night, and they're gonna have sex, and she asks, and when you get a hint, it's like, oh, did you bring condoms? And like, oh, wait, they're married. You wouldn't necessarily need condoms if you're married. However, another newlywed couple come in at the same time, or come in right after them, and the first couple come in. The next time you see the couple, they're dressed in, boy or bag boy, or oh gosh, attendant and maid costumes, or their uniforms, and it turns out that they were actually cleaning up. They clean up the things, and so it's just a little, corny little skit. It's kind of fun. It was very cute, for 5 minutes, it made me laugh. So yeah, and then the trailer, and that's it. So mighty happy. Solo con tu pareja, one of the best. A+, getting it soon. So that's it for this week, and I'm so happy I can end on a good week, and this week on a fantastic note. Although we may have another one, we may be doing another one on Wednesday. We may do one on Saturday. I'm not sure, because this Sunday I may be busy, and I don't know if I'll have time for the next Criterion. So we may do reviews on Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, rather than Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, rather than a whole straight week. And I can't tell you what my schedule is right now, because it's always up in the air. But anyway, I can tell you what we got. So next, clean shaven, and then what do we got here? Then we got Hands Over the City, and then let's see what after that, and then Sweetie. Oh boy, more Jane Campion. Hopefully, way better than An Angel at My Table. And then The Fallen Idol, which I don't have yet, but it's on its way. It's probably sitting on my desk right now at work. And then Pandora's Box. So those are coming. And then I've already put a hold on the next couple, Double Life of Veronique. Let me pull those up. And then Symbiobioplastics Taxum. I'll learn how to say that one, the 2 takes of that one. I'll learn how to say it by the time I have to do it. Let me look those up because I'm curious. There's one that I could not get, and I can't remember what the names of were. Let me look here. Let's see. Yeah, Symbiocytotaxiplasm. Symbiocytotaxiplasm. 2 takes. Yeah. So that was on its way. The Beals of Grey Garden is on its way. Border Radio I could not get. So I may have to either rent it from. I'm either going to rent it from iTunes or get back on Filmstruck. I guess I do need a Filmstruck account after all. Of course, I don't even know if it's on Filmstruck. I mean, they're adding Filmstruck, adding films to Filmstruck all the time. So, and then Mouchette, and that may be the last review we'll do for the year. Again, I don't know what my schedule looks like. Again, I don't know what I'm going to be doing on Sunday, but I may be busy. I know I'll be busy in the morning, so I don't know if that'll lead into being busy at night. In fact, I think it will. I think it's safe to say I probably won't have time to do a review on Sunday. So we'll probably do Clean Shaven on Saturday, though that may not be true as well. But yeah, so, and then Mouchette, I've ordered a Mouchette. Who is that? Bresson? Yeah, Bresson, Mouchette, yeah. And then, yeah, so probably the first ones we'll get to for the new year is the Monsters and Madmen set, which I'm looking forward to. Some horror films, some creepy deepy ones by Robert Day and Spencer Gordon Bennett. Then after that, we'll get the Paul Robeson box set, Portraits of an Artist, which I've been looking forward to that one as well. And yeah, and then Bicycle Thieves, which is one of the biggest movies. Apparently, Cuarón mentioned it. That was one of the first movies that really inspired him. Was Bicycle Thieves. So I'm like, all right, I finally get to see this movie because I've heard so much about it. It's apparently the Sika's masterpiece, so we'll get to that one probably sometime in the new year. And yeah, so right now, and yeah, as far as the holidays, obviously I celebrate Christmas, so I won't be doing a review on Christmas. Christmas Eve, I'm not sure. I can't tell you whether or not I'll be doing a review on Christmas Eve right now, but we shall see. And yeah, so anyway, that's it for me. Thank you for watching. Don't be a ladies' man. Don't sleep with vengeful nurses. Just looking up Border Radio. Let's see. Is it on? It is. Okay, yes, it is. Okay, it is on. Border Radio is on there. I ordered it from our library because I also got an email from our work saying that we're ordering Seduced and Abandoned. So I'll be able to get the supplements, and I'll rewatch that one and do the whole do the supplements and redo it all. Who knows? I may just redo the whole review again. You know, just delete my old review. Although I don't know, the first impressions are really, I like, you know, the fact that I have a first impression and then a second take at it. You know. But anyway, we'll see we'll see when. So yeah, so hopefully. We'll get to that one before the season's over. We'll get to that, and again, I've ordered Border Radio too, so hopefully we'll buy that one as well. And yeah, so that's it for me. Thank you for watching. Don't sleep with vengeful nurses, especially if you're sleeping with others. And make sure, and this is a bit of a spoiler, but make sure you don't get your bags mixed up, because yeah. Anyway, that's it for me. Thank you for watching, and we will see you probably Saturday for Clean Shaven. If not Monday. And until then, adios.